Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to show you how I dehydrated some tomatoes. And so I've already done this and I'm getting ready to show you what volume I get back out of a number 10 size can, which is 6 pounds, 6 ounces. It cost me less than $2.50 for that can at Costco. You can get, Sam's Club has the large sizes as well, I think. And anyway, it's a way inexpensive way to buy this stuff. And if you want to go ahead and save space, get some dehydrating done. That's what I'm doing. I'm kind of making room for other things and condensing things down. And so I've got these dehydrated. I'm getting ready to show you now how I use them, how long it takes to rehydrate, and so I hope this inspires you to stay with me, and if it does, maybe go down below and hit that thumbs up button and go share it on your Facebook page, share it with friends. Some people don't even know you can do this. And then in the show more box below where it says about, you'll go down there and there'll be a couple of links, and one is to my Facebook page. I'd like you to go over there, and then you get updated anytime I upload or share something with you from somebody else's channel. You'll get that immediately. You don't always have to be on YouTube. And then right beside that is my Wild Tree website where you can go shop for all organic, all natural products, or you can become a rep and make some extra money and get a discount on every order. All right, guys, so let's go dehydrate some tomatoes because it's really fun. It's really easy. All right, guys, so I'm glad you stayed for this one because it goes just as quick and easy as a lot of the other videos. So this is ready cut diced tomatoes. And actually, I got these last year or the year before, and they the use by date is still 2015. April of 2015. So this is, I'm leaving the other cans alone. If I need the space, I'll go ahead and dehydrate them. But I'm going to go ahead and get this one done. I have plans for a spaghetti or a chili that's coming up, and so I'm going to need a large amount of diced tomatoes. So I'm just going to use the other one for that, I'm sure. And then again, I'm going to drain the juice off because it's a delicious tomato juice. I'm going to strain that off so I have that in reserve, and then I'll put the drained diced tomatoes on the trays, and I'll show you that here in just a second. And I'll show you how much liquid comes off too. So here we go. And that drained off a 1.5 pints of juice, just a quick drain. I probably could have got a little bit more. And, you know, I'm kind of in a hurry. Usually I run my dehydrator full, but I noticed this last time it wasn't even all the way full, and it struggled to get through those peaches. And so I was looking, and this dehydrator is 2 years old. I gave my other one that I had just purchased prior to that to my daughter, but I use this all the time, so it looks like my Excalibur is coming faster than I thought. And then I'll just sell the trays on Craigslist or something like that. So again, you're just going to spread it out where you feel like they're going to shrink up and get some air space. And I'll do the rest of these trays for you, and then I'll tell you how many trays one number 10 size can will yield and how many pounds they are wet opposed to dehydrated. Okay, so out of that 6 pound, 6 ounce number 10 can, or number 10 size can of diced tomatoes, I got a 1.5 pints of juice, which I probably could have gotten more, and I have 4 trays. I'm trying to space these out and see. The top tray is a little more full, and I'll probably rotate as well, but these are just delicious, just the way they are. It makes me want to make spaghetti sauce or chili or something right now. So anyway, it's going to condense down. You'll be surprised. You'll be able to put this in a really small container. The peaches went into a half-gallon container, and that was 2 number 10 cans. So anyway, so this is a little less than 6 pounds. That can cost me $2.49 at Costco. So I urge you to buy, you can buy in bulk that way and dehydrate it and have it for later. Because when I'm all done with this and these are dehydrated, I'm going to rehydrate and show you how to do that and how long it will take. And then we'll start using some of this stuff in some recipes for you. All right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. All right, so the end result is finally here. These went overnight, and you can see how much they shrink down from what you saw before. This is a number 10 can of diced tomatoes. Now this is a bag of what's left of a bag of diced tomatoes that I did July of 2011. So we're almost on 2 years. And I'm going to rehydrate some of that for you and show you how diced tomatoes, love it. And I'll rehydrate some in a bowl like I did. Let's get some out of here. Actually, this one I have some diced tomato sliced rings as well. Those are probably out of the garden. And these have, you can see the diced ones have darkened a little bit compared to these brand new, right? We'll put one of those in there as well. I don't worry about that because you'll see it change when it rehydrates. Now these are the Mylar bags that I get. I just go online, I Google Mylar Ziploc bags, and I believe these are the quart size. It might be the half-gallon size, I don't know, but it's a small size. I have not, this is still really, really dry. When you can drop it and it sounds like clink, you know, there's still enough moisture out of it. So I'm gonna set that aside. And what I have to do with these, because there was enough moisture on these, kind of take my mesh tray off of here, and I'll have to wash these. You can see because it's got tomato juice and all that. But I'll just fill the big side of the sink and wash them up. And then all you really need to do is kind of bend this a little bit, and stuff will start releasing. And if you make a mess, you make a mess. A lot of times I'll do this outside, but it's too noisy out there. So, can you believe a number 10 size can, that big can, ends up to be this little? Tomatoes are full of water, and that's why. But I use them all the time in soup, stew, spaghetti, chili. Love it in chili. You can grind these up and make your own tomato powder. As long as you get them dry enough and you've got the right grinder, you can really do it. Okay, so I'm going to finish this off, get my water heated up, pour hot boiling water over that, and it's going to take about at least 20 minutes for that, and then I'll bring you back and we'll taste it. All right, I'll be right back. The result of a number 10 size can of diced tomatoes. Almost seems impossible, but that's what 6 pounds of tomatoes looks like dehydrated. So, makes sense to make room when you can. And I put a couple of these pieces in that water as well. I'm just going to put that right there. And it doesn't even fill that half-gallon bag. Oops. Anything going over there? And I don't use an oxygen absorber. I haven't seen a need. If I was going to store these away for 5 or 10 years and not touch them, that would be a different story. To me, you put an oxygen absorber in there and then you need to use them. As soon as you open that bag, it's going to start using oxygen again, and pretty soon it doesn't work anymore and you've just got it in there for no reason. So unless I'm sealing it up for really long term, I don't use them. I try to get as much air out as I can, or I put them in canning jars and suck the air out. So while this is still hydrating, I'll take you over and show you how I soak my trays. Super easy. Look at that. These are the sliced ones. I actually like dried tomatoes to use on a salad as a crouton. They're delicious. They're crunchy. They've got that intense tomato flavor, and yeah, you can't beat it for a salad. So let's go over to the sink and I'll show you this, and then we'll come back and taste those. All right, guys, so I've got my left side of my sink, and it'll hold, it's deeper than the right side. It will hold usually about 8 or 9 of these trays, and since I only have 4 and the bottom to clean today, That'll make it easy. So I just fill it with really hot, soapy water and submerge them on in there. Now, if you didn't have a deep sink, this is the first one I've ever had. I just make sure the water is up over the edge there. And I got a little bit more. You could use your bathtub. In the past, that's what I used to have to do. Bathtub cleaning day was also clean the dehydrator rack day. So, clean the bathtub, clean the dehydrator racks. All right. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. Let's go back and taste that. It's going to be delicious, I know it. All right, finally. This has been going for a full 20 minutes, and I actually changed the water halfway through to boiling water, because sometimes you would be just boiling it or simmering it on the stove, and so I wanted to simulate that. So it got a change of water halfway through, so 10 minutes and then 10 minutes. You don't have to do that. I just did it for the sake of I want it to be as completely done as it can be. And then I drain off. Now, if you're going to use, obviously, if you're going to do soups or stews, this is all flavoring. This is stock for your broth or your casserole or anything else you might be doing. So it's kind of cool. Okay, now we'll put it back in there. I don't really need that today. And I'll get my handy dandy fork. And if you look, and I'm going to bring you in close because I can't really discern the fresh, or the fresher, I should say, tomatoes from the darker ones that I took out of the bag earlier. I really can't tell the difference, but I'll bring you in for a close-up. And I just want to really stress, look how compact that is instead of that big giant can. And I've got these at my disposal anytime I need them. The only problem is what happens, you tend to use too many and all of a sudden you have a number 10 size can of tomatoes in your soup and you need a bigger pot. All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and get you zoomed in. There we go. So now you've got, here's the sliced ones, you know, and they come out just beautiful. I like the sliced ones, like I said, for croutons. And you can see, looking in here, I don't really see, I mean, you might see a little brighter one here. Maybe this one might be a little brighter. Let's taste that one. Fabulous. I really, honestly, if somebody said, close your eyes and taste this diced tomato, I would just say it wasn't as wet feeling in my mouth as maybe right out of a can, because I drain them. Okay, and here's, I know, one of the older ones, or a couple of the older ones. That's delicious. I could eat this whole thing. In fact, I probably will, because I don't want to throw it away. And then we'll have a sliced one, fresh out of the garden. I have to tell you, they taste intense tomato flavor. They're soft. They're delicious. You put this in a pot of soup or stew or chili, nobody's going to be able to tell that you brought that out of your pantry and it was dehydrated. And even if they did, who cares? So I hope this inspires you to dehydrate some tomatoes, whether it be fresh ones out of your garden because you've got so many, or, you know, if you're making room for your own canned goods and you've got these big number 10 cans sitting around that still need to get used up, or you don't, you know, you're wanting to free up some space, this is a great way to do it. For less than $2.50, that's a huge amount of tomatoes. And tomatoes, actually, that used by date, I believe I told you, that was 2015, so I still had a couple years left on those. And to me, if that's what they can do in the can, then I should be able to have, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, actually 7 to 10 years is what they say if you keep your dehydrated food dry, dark, and as air, you know, away from the air as possible. All right, guys, I hope I see you next time. I got lots more dehydrating videos coming up.